Hey guys, Anthony, 4x4 Diesel. Oh, I've got an oil leak. Or I'm doing my injectors. Either one of those, pay attention. So if you've got an oil leak, or you've had an oil leak, or you're trying to fix an oil leak, or you're about to, or sometime shortly going to replace your injectors, this is something you probably want to take a bit of care of. To do with the valve cover. Now we've got another video, I'm not sure what it's called, I think it's called All the Oil Leaks actually. So if you search and watch that one afterwards, you'll know what all the oil leaks are. Now generally talking 1 kDs, they don't leak oil. When I say that, I mean when you work on, and you've worked on hundreds of different makes and models, you get to know what leaks oil and what doesn't, and in comparison these don't leak oil. When you see these at 2, 3, 400,000 k's and they're bone dry, they don't leak oil. Other vehicles, some of them leak oil. Under 100,000 k oil leaks, not good. Even in the 100, 150, 180, not good. These things, as I said in the all the oil leaks video, generally these don't leak oil. Now, if you got something going up the top around the valve cover, the rocker cover, that sort of thing, well, let's be really clear. These gaskets don't leak oil, right? So the gaskets that go on these covers, I'm going to be a little bit careful with this to set an example, but I'm going to be not too careful because it's just an old one. It has got a crack in it, and that's what I wanted to show you because this one was quite hard to detect. Okay, so this is our test fit valve cover when we do injectors. Rather than use the one off the car, we just use this one, because we can. Anyway, basically the gasket that goes in here, the valve cover gasket, they don't leak, okay? They don't leak. When I say they don't leak, they just don't leak. So I don't know what you'd have to do to get one to leak. I don't see them leaking. There is a number of other leaks that will look like they're leaking, okay? And we've mentioned that in all the oil leaks. Now, one of them is these seals here. Now, it's not a problem with those seals. It's not that they need to be replaced. It is people that, look, this is what happens, right? People use their vehicles, four-wheel drives, they're full driving, dirt and dust and sand and debris, and it all lands around on here type thing, so it's all pretty dirty on there sometimes. Important to wash it all down before you do your injectors, or work on it to remove this, do any whatever, because risk of contamination. Remember, your fuel pipe inlets here, injector inlets there, pipes have got to come off to get the cover off. Bad news, right? Bad news, not good. Okay, so it's not about replacing these, it's about, what you've got to understand is, if there's dirt sitting here and a bit, it just sort of falls in a little bit, and it's kind of like around here, and it's like a double seal. You've got this tapered seal here, which is quite a firm rubber seal, but they all stay usually pretty soft and, soft and flexible like that, and I've demonstrated that before. These are not a normal replacement item. When you do injectors or something, the standard procedure is, replace the valve cover gasket, although I'll tell you, you could probably get away with reusing it. But so if you do need to take your cover off, unfortunate if you do, but if you do in the first year or 2 or 3 or whatever, you won't need to replace that gasket again. And if you just put those 4 little dobs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, of course on the head end, not on this, it'll be easy to just clean up and you can reuse that. Same with the nozzle seals, you could reuse them, they'll be nice and soft. But standard replacement when you're replacing injectors, say every 5 or 10 years, whatever, let's say 7 or 8 years, is to replace those nozzle holder seals that go at the side, not these ones. Although we include them in the kit because some of the older vehicles, once they get to about 15 years old, over 10 at least, closer to 15, these do start to firm up. Now that being said, I still don't see oil leaks from them. When we see oil leaks, the cause of the problem is that dirt we talked about. So when it falls in, you've got that tapered seal that only takes, you think about a speck of sand, and there can be some coarse sand and dirt and debris. A speck of sand sitting here holds that seal back, just a little bit. It's enough to make just a little trail for the oil to sweat out there. And there's also another seal, right? A secondary seal, cover seal there as well, if you like. You need to have a closer look at them when you got them off, right? So this little flap kind of thing, right? So if you've got something holding that up and that up, then the oil's just gonna, and what happens is you get a bit of a sweat around here. It may even pull a little bit around here, and you'll get a bit of a sweat around here. I suggest you don't worry about it, because to fix it, your valve cover's got to come off, you've got to clean it all up. And unless you've just done the job, and I'd hope that if you've just done the job, you don't have these problems. That's why we do the videos. We've got full detail videos in the VIP group on doing these jobs and replacing injectors, so you get it right the first time. But here's your tips and information here anyway, right? you need to make sure that's clean. So, but the point is, if you've got a problem with it, it's probably worth going, you know what, I'm just going to turn a blind eye to that. Unless it's pouring out everywhere, of course. You know, if it's just a sweat around here, looks worse than it is, you know, give it a wipe every couple of months, 6 months, whatever you like. You wash the engine down once or twice a year, and it's probably going to make you feel better for a little while, right? Unfortunately, if it's a Prado, there's a cover over the cover, and that insulation may get a bit soaked in oil, so you'll have to wash and wring that out when you eventually do go to repairing it. But I hope you understand there's a lot of work involved in the risk of contamination, so the cost to fix this oil leak can be massive, because it might cost you your injectors, you know, and then you've got pipes, gaskets, and all that work. And was it worth it? You fixed a little oil leak, but you wrecked your injectors, you know what I mean? Which you only replace, not that. So look, if you've got the oil leak and you're due for injectors, good, no problem. New injectors, new pipes, all your seals and gaskets, nice and clean, job done right, happy days. Okay, so that's one of your oil leaks from not being kept clean. These don't leak oil, except for when people don't get the alignment right. You know, the injector alignment, we've got a video. Again, you can probably search it on our YouTube channel. Injector alignment, the best way to align the injectors. And in our full detail videos in the VIP group, obviously, there's a lot more detail and more of those sorts of videos, and they're the ones you want to watch to make sure you get it right. So alignment's important for many reasons, including fitting the seals so they don't leak. If the injector's to the side, you might get the seal in there, but not enough pressure at one side. It may then have that weak problem. We've seen that on vehicles before as well. We've seen the seals popped out, okay? You know, when catch cans become blocked and stuff like that, you know, after all, it was meant to be ventilation, right? You know, so you put something there that, you know, might fail, and then poof, starts popping seals. And that's what happens. That's some of the seals that they pop out when you're not allowing this ventilation to work the way it's meant to. That's why a simple, direct, reliable system straight down is just absolutely awesome for so many reasons, but we won't get into that in this video. So, valve cover gaskets don't leak, these seals don't leak, those seals don't leak unless you damage the gasket, don't put it in properly, unless you leave dirt under this seal, unless you damage this seal. Actually, when you pull the valve cover off, if you're rough and you go, it's stuck, and you rip it off and the corner of the solenoid of the injector gets caught and rips that, you know, the rubber, you know, rips a chunk out of there. And that's the other reason why we put them in the injector kit, in case you damage them getting them off. So it's all about clean and inspection, okay? So let me say it again. These covers don't leak, these gaskets don't leak, those seals don't leak, and these seals don't leak unless you cause it to leak, okay? Simple as that. Now, the other thing is, let's say you're really good and you clean it all up and you've got these all clean and lubed up with a bit of Molykote, the way I said. You got the alignment perfect, you got your seals in and everything's right, and you got your gaskets sitting in place, your 4 little dobs of RTV, 1, 2, 3, 4, just tiny little dobs, tiny amount, right? You'll see a video we put up recently. What was it called? Look, you know, search on my channel P1238 and watch that video. It goes for about 27 minutes. Starts off with me, I'm driving, talking a little bit like now, yabba, right? But I'm explaining the process of where everything's at. There's information included there worth listening to, and then eventually we get to the vehicle. Within a short period of time, I was able to work out pretty well. I was onto it, you know, straight away. Anyway, you know, this is what happens when you spend a lot of time specialising in one vehicle or one engine. I suppose the other advantage is when you've got a brain and you use it. Remember, think. When you do that, you can figure things out pretty quickly, okay? So anyway, you can follow that diagnosis process through. But look, the key thing here is, the point I wanted to make is, if you look at that video, you'll see the 4 little dobs of RTV. That was very good, okay? But it could still be better. A little bit less, and I said in that video, I'm not saying that I don't use less than that. I do use less than that, you know, and I say the wrong words. What else did I say? In that Mercedes video, I said, there's, John pointed out, thanks John, there's water in the coolant. Yeah, that's right. I was meant to say water, you know, coolant in the water, you know, coolant and water. I'm always, you know, I'm not sure whether to call it coolant or water, because it's coolant, not water, but it's, you know, people know what I mean. Like water, they call it a water pump. It's pumping coolant, not water. But anyway, so we should just keep it simple and call it water, shouldn't we? So water in the oil and oil in the water, that sort of stuff. You knew what I meant anyway, luckily, because I didn't even pick it up. And there you go, and you did. So, but I do that all the time, I've said that. So hopefully I've got all my words right in this one. Now, so it's clean, you've got your new gasket in place, you know about your RTV, you've even put new seals and whatever, and you got anything, there's still a chance it's going to leak, right? And it's got nothing to do with the torque settings here. You don't need to leave them loose. You don't need to over tighten them. It's really simple, guys. You need, when you tighten these down, you've got to go in many passes really slowly, or around the center area and out to the corners last. But that doesn't mean get this tight and leave the corners, don't do anything. It means start here, go to the corners. Start in the middle, work your way in many passes, doing the corners last, because it is a cast, some sort of plastic crap, whatever sort of plastic you want to call it. I say crap because plastic's crap, guys. It's an environmental thing. There's so much waste. You see, we try and reuse what we can because we know a lot of it's not going to recycle. So we've got all our little plastic caps. They'll all probably go in the rubbish one day, right? We've got recycling what we can rather than buying more crappy storage plastic, whatever. Plastic's a big problem for the planet, guys. Anyway, that's another subject. You might not want to hear about that. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a financial tip because someone said it was okay. So that means a few people are thinking, yeah. So at the end, I'm going to give you a quick, it's going to be a kind of a one-liner, a quick one. But anyway, back onto this topic, right? Talk about get off topic. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, the other video, this and that. Everything's right. You need to do your inspection. That's right. They crack, right? So I'm not saying they're rubbish. They're molded plastic. Over time, heat and all that, maybe maybe there's a chance they're just cracking on their own. But this is what we see, all right? Sometimes we see cracks across the front here like that, and I believe it's when someone's tightened this front part here down too much. So when you've got a nice new gasket, it's nice and soft and rubbery here, right? So it's kind of sitting up a little bit. That's what I was telling you about how to tighten it down, right? Slowly in many passes, because you want it to come down just nicely, not bang too much at the corners, because what happens, the cover's kind of like bending over the rubber and it stresses, it's stretching the plastic out, and that's where it cracks and opens up, it starts to crack here, right? Same thing happens at this back corner here as well. So they're the main points. But I'm going to tell you other places there's some cracks as well, like this one. And I may have shown you in another video, but you might have missed it. If I can't remember, just as good chance you missed that video. So I always say go back, watch them again anyway. I probably need to do the same so I know what I've done, so I'm not sort of backtracking and overlapping too much. But so quite often there's cracks here. When I say quite often, it's less than 1% thing. It's very rare, but when you see a lot of them, the odd thing that you do see, these are the things I want to report to you. So slowly, the thing is, right, there's crushed tubes here, see that? When it gets down to where it's got to be, you'll feel the resistance, you'll feel that's it. And it doesn't really matter if you do 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 15 Newton meters, you're going to feel the same resistance and it's about right. Now this torque spec's 9 Newton meters. I've said it before, you can round it up to an even 10 if you want, it's not going to matter. It's close enough will do. When you feel that though, there's no point going any tighter because all you're doing is possibly damaging something. You're going to start crushing that. You're going to start seeing the heads, like on this cover, you can see the nuts and bolt heads into the plastic, whatever. I think it's been over tightened. I can't remember the full story with this one. I was just looking at it today because I was going to put it on another engine. That's another thing we're doing, but I inspected it and I went, well, yeah, it's got a crack in it, but it's really hard to see, and that's really what I wanted to show you in this video. So if you've got an oil leak, I would hate for you to go and risk all that contamination at these, taking the pipes off, contamination, all these things, or tick all the boxes on all those things and miss this, okay? So to check on the front for cracks there. If it's a Hilux or a Prado, you can run a little bit of RTV over the crack like that if you want to do it the cheap way and fix it. You can do that. Give you the cheap option. You can go buy a new cover for about 300 bucks. You can do that. Same thing here, RTV. The good news, if it's a Prado, you put the cover over it, you won't even see it, right? So something to think about. If it's a Hilux, maybe you don't care. It's a bit of a work sort of tradie vehicle, whatever, a bit of RTV over here, who cares, whatever. Mate, I've done it both ways, for whatever people want. I'll just give you the options, whatever you want. But what you've got to watch is where people have tightened them up. Sometimes right where they've tightened them up is where you find some cracks along here, right? So not just those two common places, front and rear, also there. Now, looking at the outside of this one, I can't see anything, right? There's nothing, there's nothing to see here, right? Nothing to see here. But looking at the inside of it, and that's why I've got the light out, I'm doing a bit of an inspection while I'm talking to you to see if I can see more. But I don't know if you can see it, but there's a crack there. I know. Can someone tell me in the comments, have I already showed you this valve cover or not? It sort of rings a bell. I feel like I have, but maybe I have, maybe I haven't, right? So I don't know how well you can see it, but it doesn't really matter that much. What matters is I'm telling you, okay? I'm telling you there's a crack there, right? Now the crack inside, it goes from about there across through to here. It goes straight through that seating area where the gasket sits out to there, right? It's a very small crack, hard to see. And on the outside, again, I don't know if you can see it, it's a hard one, right? You know, please bear with me. I've got the light shine, is that good or bad or whatever, right? But, and the crack goes, it goes up. It's all because someone over tightened there. And how do we know that? Well, because these things don't just happen. They happen for a reason. And if you have a look, remember what I said about the bolt head? You can see, can you see that imprint of the, it's worse on that one and that one than it is on some of the others. But that's the whole point, you know, they've just been so far over tightened. This one particularly, it's a real embed where the head of the bolt's been sort of ground into it, if you know what I mean. So anyway, guys, that's what I wanted to say, right? You really, yeah, anybody that doesn't allow the time, that rushes through these jobs and goes, oh yeah, mate, you know, if anybody that can't do this in a few hours, there's something wrong with them. They're the people that have got all leaks everywhere. You pop the bonnet, and oh my God, the clamps are missing. There are all the clamps and nuts and bolts. Oh, I don't know, bolts there, every second bolt's not there. You know, zip ties, nothing, whatever, everything's flopping around in the wrong spot. Unreliable, they're gonna have problems, right? The whole job's like that, you know. The people that do it that way, that's what's gonna happen, okay? Or they're gonna get lucky, that's all. The people that can take their time and just go, yep, I've got plenty of time for this. I'm gonna have the car off the road for a few days, whatever the case may be. Get this thing nice and clean, but I'm not saying this is as clean as, this is a bit covered in dust and whatever we use it, you know. There's a bit of oil, you know, you can see all the lube on the idea is it's all pre-lube ready to go, and bang, that's what we put on to double, it's not how to align the injectors, but it's our double check, if you like. It's the final check on the injector alignment before the injectors get torqued down. So plenty of Molykote lube on there. That can come with any of our kits, the injector kit, or it can come with, put in with a big front engine kit if you want. Any bloody kit you like, we'll put the Molykote in. I'm not really interested. It's just because people couldn't get it from the shops, you know. It's not in Retco or Burson sort of thing, you know. So you don't have to use it. If you've got something of a similar product, you can use that. Anyway, guys, that's about it for this one. I've been very thorough, I hope. So please give me the thumbs up if I was thorough for you and you like that. And like I always say, if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn that bell on so you don't miss the next important bit of information. I'll be looking in those comments to let me know, did I already show you this valve cover with that crack in it? Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.